there, Mustangs, and welcome to the K-Rod finale. As we draw this year to a close, we have one final letter from Bernard.
Dear Mustangs, before we get into this letter, I would like to share with you a message from Principal Isidore.
Class of 2021, you finally made it, and I'm so proud of you. I just want to tell you all from the bottom of my heart how much you have touched my life. And I will be talking to you one last time at graduation, but here is one more time before. I remember back in the day when you all were freshmen and we got a chance to come into the gym, and sophomore year and junior year with different changes. It just made me so warm just to get a chance to know you all for the last 4 years. It's almost like I've got a chance to be part of raising you all and being a significant part of your life. And it just makes me so proud that I get the chance to see you walk across that stage. So just to kind of backtrack, when we start talking about the journey, you all have been part of something that has been worldwide. This pandemic has changed how we start, how we end, and what's going to be the next journey. We've looked at how we're going to cure, but most of all, we've seen some sad times. We've seen family members, we've heard about friends, we've heard about our significant ones that have gotten sick or even died from this pandemic. I, along with you, share those same conversations as I kind of look at past friends that I even went to college with and found out that, wow, it happened to them. So as I kind of reflect, I look at to say, I'm truly blessed, just like you, to be living, to move forward. So how do we move forward and finish the race strong? We're going to finish the race strong with courage. You've had courage for the last 4 years, and you're going to end and start your life, and you're going to have an impact on this world that's going to be so huge that I'll even remember and say, you know what, that student went to Rodriguez High School. They were a Mustang. I am so proud of you. Some of you are going to go all over the world. Some of you are going to sail the seas. Some of you are going to have an impact and are going to make a stamp in the world. That's what it means to be courageous. That's what it means to be honest. That's what it means to be a person of character. I know I look back during this pandemic, as I kind of share with you, I had one time had to look at how do I want to live my life healthy. And during the pandemic, I was seeing people get sick and being pallbearers at activities. I was truly sad. So I started kind of looking at how do I want to touch the life of being a Mustang for the rest of my life? How do I want to touch the life of my wife and child and everyone that I know? So I started changing my eating habits and start changing to exercise. And through that, God touched me. I lost like about 105 pounds. But the real journey wasn't losing the weight. The journey is how I continue to keep the weight off. Because I guarantee you, In-N-Out Burger still sound good. Taco Bell still sound good. All those places still sound good, but I have to kind of look at how do I focus myself. So with that, all those things sound good to you. The fast life, the fast money. Am I going to go to college? What am I going to do? It all sounds good, but in the end, what is best for you and what's best for your lifestyle that's going to change so much in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, your 50s, and so on. It's going to change because you've overcame adversity. You've overcame all the issues that this world has brought. And your impact on the world is going to touch lives. So if there's not one thing I ask you to do, is always be kind, always touch lives, always do what is right, always respect one another, and always remember that Izzy, who that, I-Z-Z-Y, remembers that you were always great at Rodriguez High School, and you're going to be great when you go out into the world. Never forget me. Come by and say hi. Give me a shout out. But I want you to make it, because when you make it, we all make it. You change the world, Mustangs. You go out there and you make it. You do it. You do it. You do it. And you remember that I started at Rodriguez High School. I give you my blessings for the future. I give you my blessings for your family and in good health. Good luck, Mustangs. And I want you to go out and touch the world. It has truly been a pleasure to serve as your principal from Rodriguez High School, now a California Distinguished High School. That's because of you. That's because of how you worked hard, and that's how you have went out to touch the world. I love you all. Peace and blessings to you and my family. Go out there and do it. Thank you.
Moving forward, goodbyes. Goodbyes are never easy. I want to use this time to say I enjoyed being your pen pal this year, and more importantly, I enjoyed being your friend. Mustangs, you all matter. Whoever you are or whoever you choose to be, your feelings and dreams are more than valid. There will always be people there for you to love and accept you, and when life seems to get tough, because I know this past year was a new and difficult time for all of us, but know that things are getting better and will only continue to get better, I promise. With that being said, good luck on all your finals and in your futures. You all are capable of such great things, and it was a pleasure writing to you all this year. Keep being amazing, Mustangs. Sincerely, Bernard.
Wow, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Bernard, and thank you for your message, Mr. Isidore.
Hey, Matt. It's time for our final weather report.
Well, it's sad to know it's the last one, but I'm excited to hear what you have to say. So take it away, Sydney.
Hey, Mustangs. Welcome to our final weather segment of this year. K-Rod. Now, let's head in for the forecast. I duped you! There is no forecast. I'm filming this ahead of time of when this comes out, so you're not going to have a forecast for June 1st from me, Sydney Anderson. So I guess it's speech time. I duped you again. No speech. Somewhat. I'm going to be thanking people. Some will have no images because they refuse to have anything like that. Alright. I will be thanking, first, my mother. She put up this here green screen. This green screen you see here. My dad, who helped me set up the first episode entirely. Thanks to him, I have white light now. I will also be thanking my pets and animals for being a consistent nuisance this year. I love all of them to death. Some of them a little literally. No, none have died. I will also be thanking the K-Rod team. Holy moly, I would have not lasted this school year without them. I will also be thanking Intrusive Orange Cat. Intrusive. And yeah, that's it for thanks. Yeah. Let's go back to general, I guess.
Thanks, Sydney.
See you around.
Oh, I heard the sports finale is just about to start. Let's watch that together, shall we?
The whole project will collapse.
Hello there, Mustangs. My name is Annalay, and thank you for once again joining me for the sports segment. How are we feeling, everybody? School's almost over. Summer is almost here. Yay, here come the crippling pressures of adulthood. Do you guys know what sounds really fun? Going to the beach and playing some beach volleyball, but not in Northern California. Because if you've lived here long enough, you've come to realize that North Cal beaches are very cold and slimy and gross. Surfing also sounds like a lot of fun, but then again, North Cal beaches are very icky. You've kind of got to get past Santa Cruz to get to any super surfable California beaches. Not to mention, surfing in Northern California is extremely dangerous. Sharp rocks, our wildlife, and hypothermia make Northern California one of the most dangerous places to surf in the world. So, if you do decide to go surfing in Northern California this summer, please bring a buddy with you, especially if you are unexperienced. Before I sign off as your sports host for one final time, I just want to say thank you. Thanks for going to space with me, exploring the competitive world of Minecraft, and joining me and the rest of the crew for our sleepover. This year, however challenging it was amazing, because of you. That being said, my name is Annalay, and thank you for tuning in to my sports segment. Bye, guys.
Well, I'm certainly going to miss that show. Hey, Lauren.
Hey Matt, it's time for the last culture segment.
Already? I'm sad to see everyone go, but the floor is all yours.
I am definitely feeling the pressure of the end of the school year, to say the least. And I asked you guys what you do to de-stress, and I'm pretty much going to try to do everything you told me. First thing on the list, since it's nighttime, face masks. So, welcome to my old setup. We're gonna sit here, wait for this mask to dry, and then I have another one. This is for exfoliating, and then my other one is for tightening and getting rid of redness and stuff. And while we sit here, I'm just going to go through the Google form and respond to as much as I can within the limited amount of time I have. So the very last thing I put on the Google form was like a free-for-all, ask me whatever, tell me whatever you want. And that's what I'm going to be reading right now. How am I handling all of the end of the year craziness? I don't know how I'm handling it. Honestly, just taking it one day at a time, or at least trying to. Just getting ready to graduate, I guess. I heard you're going to school in New Orleans in the fall. What are you most excited about? And what are you nervous about? I'm honestly really excited. I get to know more about my Creole culture because I am Creole. I get to go to an HBCU. Nervous? I'm not really nervous about moving away because I've just been pretty independent all my life. Not saying that I'm not gonna go through ups and downs, but I've never been like, oh my god, I'm so scared to be on my own. Like, no, I'm ready. If I had to choose something, that would probably be my classes because I am a biology major on a pre-med track. Lord knows I'm gonna need all the help I can get. How is dance going? Have you been able to keep up with your craft? This is probably the last question until the next face mask. I quit dancing in September due to schoolwork and just taking care of myself. I haven't been keeping up with it, honestly. Sometimes I have like private lessons, but for the most part I've just been doing work. And yeah, when I go to college, I do plan on joining the dance team, the majorette dance team out there. And over the summer, I do plan on taking more private lessons and being able to work on my craft per se. It's time to take this mask off because my face is crunchy. Yeah, let's go. Wait, look. I look crazy. Alright, continuing on with the questions. I feel like it's only appropriate to have deep conversations at 11:43 p.m. It's like a sleepover. Hashtag sleepover episode part 2. With that being said, someone asked, how do you feel about the school year ending, especially with the school year being kind of stressful? The school part itself, I'm so excited to be done. Felt like I was completely unprepared for the amount of work that was going to be thrown at me. Before I got used to it, It was just assignment on top of assignment on top of assignment.
The next day, and 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 the next.
Some would be due in the middle of the week, while others were due on Friday, while others were due the day they were assigned. Like, it was just a lot to keep up with. It was like 2 to 3 assignments per class, and we have 6 classes. What's that math? 12 to 18 assignments a week, all done by like between 3 p.m. to 11:59 on the same day.
Phone call, Mr. Plankton. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
I was just kind of like, okay. At the same time, it feels like I lost an entire year of high school, and I kind of wish it wasn't over yet. But at the same time, it's like, oh my god, I'm going to college, to somewhere like I'm unfamiliar with, and I get to meet new people and have new experiences. So, mixed emotions. Some days I'm more like bummed about it than others, and then days like today I'm just like chilling about it. What am I excited to do over summer break? Feel connected with like my friends, family, and surroundings again. I think school definitely consumed most, if not all, of my energy and passion for things. Like, this past year, I just kind of forgot how to live. I forgot how to have fun. I also want to do things that I like and things that fulfill me, if that makes sense. Some people said working out and like doing yoga and stretching and stuff is what helps some de-stress. So we have a pretty early morning tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up. Even though I don't have school, I'm gonna wake up early just so I can go to the gym, get a good workout in before I start my day. I'm gonna take this face mask off, and again, like many of you guys said, sleeping also helps you de-stress. So I think I'm gonna talk on the phone a little bit, hop on FaceTime, and then go to sleep, and I will see you guys in the morning. So it's morning, I'm at the gym, but I made so many like wrong turns because my GPS on my phone stopped working, so I can only spend a little while here. But yeah, at the gym.
20 minutes later.
Not gonna lie, I was only at the gym for like 20 minutes. I have somewhere to be by 10:20. So I got ready, got dressed, and I'm going to the movie theater. The whole room is like rented out for us, so it's just gonna be family, and we're gonna be social distancing, not promoting anything bad. And yeah, movie time. Pretend my mom is here. I'm in bed. I'm very tired. I tried to do all the things that everyone suggested to de-stress. It not only helped me decompress, but it made me ready to sleep. The movie was really good, by the way. It was called The Wrath of Man or something like that. It was an action movie. Language was pretty strong, but it was a good movie. I found some shoes for my grad night, so that was a nice experience. Now I'm home. I'm gonna try to answer more questions and respond to more things, and then I will conclude this episode. Culture is the best segment, don't tell Allie. Come on, I mean, we kind of know this. Can the seniors see you after they graduate? Yes, but y'all have 2 months, and then I'm gone. I hope you're genuinely doing okay. Yes, I am. I'm just tired mentally and physically, but I am doing okay. How are you during online learning? Struggling. But I think I was struggling more last semester than I am this semester, so I mean, it is what it is. I'm just ready for it to be over. I signed up for theater too. I love theater. You're gonna have a blast. Theater is so fun. I think it's time I graduate. Rod, I need to get out of here. You don't want it to come too fast, trust me. By the end of the day, I will be a blueberry dyeing my hair royal blue. I know, I saw you at school and it looked so good. Someone in my class is giving a speech at graduation. I hope that goes well. I am rooting for you. You got this. I don't have much, but I just wanted to say thank you so much to you and your team for keeping the school spirit alive and taking the time to do these K-Rod episodes. I think they're really cool. Thank you for watching. We do put a lot of time and energy into these, so it means a lot when other people enjoy just as much as we do. I did look through all the responses. It seems like everyone is pretty nonchalant by the end of the school year, kind of ready for things to be over and mellow down and really enjoy themselves. I'm definitely feeling you. Finals are not as stressful, but they're a lot of work. Yeah, I'm trying to balance working on 4 finals simultaneously while filming and editing, and I'm so tired. Nervous but ready. You're good. You have nothing to fear. Stressed and nervous. Don't be stressed and nervous because finals are only 10% of your grade, first of all. And you're gonna have so much more free time for yourself. And the majority of people are doing well. But just as a reminder, you always have resources if you are struggling. And if you don't have anyone that you feel is willing to listen, then you have me, Lauren Ship. Shoot me an email since I can't see you in person. Well, this is all I have for this final segment of culture, but I am happy that I get to film one more time for K-Rod because I really enjoy it. I hope everyone has an amazing summer, and I will see you guys not in the next episode. I'll see you soon.
I'm really gonna miss you all, and it was an honor being your general host this year. And
Hold on, Pow Pow. Don't get all emotional on us yet.
Yeah, we've still got a whole movie left.
I wasn't. I had something in my eye. Both of them. For a really long time.
Here, I'm thinking we could just do like a freeze frame and then we'll just cut straight to the movie.
Great. When do we start filming?
Right now.
Right now?
I mean, technically we've already started.
Whoa! How do we work this thing?
I have an idea. Follow me.
Hello. Hi, hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Good, I think.
I'm alright. I'm alright.
I'm a little bit tired, but I'm good. Good.
I'm good. I'm tired, but this movie's out by the time you're viewing this, so I'm good then. Who are you?
My name is Matthew Powell. I'm 18 years old, which is weird to say, and I'm a senior of Rodriguez High.
I'm Cindy Anderson. I am 16. I am a junior.
Hi, my name is Anna Jones. I'm 18 years old, and I am a senior this year.
I'm Lauren. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a senior at Rod. I'm Reese. I am 17 years old. I'm a senior. And what was the last question?
That was the third thing. I'm Alyssa Lenahan. You all know me as Allie. I am 17 years old and I am a senior.
What segment do you host?
It's a weird, blurry position, but I would generalize it as general.
I host weather.
I host the sports segment.
I host the culture segment. I co-host entertainment with Allie.
I co-host entertainment with Reese.
Why did you join K-Rod?
I was in theater for the longest time, and a lot of the theater kids were either friends or new people in the previous cast of K-Rod, so I kind of just gradually shifted with that group of people. I continue doing K-Rod because I found it more fun than theater. Theater was good practice for performing, I guess, and being in character. I just think I like being creative in front of a camera.
I was supposed to take DVP2. I took DVP2. I'm in K-Rod.
Well, Evan quit. So I was the backup for Evan, and you and Reese were already doing it, and so was Matthew. You guys are all in like my friend group and my circle, so I was kind of like, this could be fun. This could be fun for my senior year.
Well, funny story. I didn't sign up, I don't think, and that's the honest truth. I didn't sign up. I was just kind of put into DVP2, and I was never in DVP1, and so things just kind of happened, and I decided to stay, and it was a very, very good decision. Allie forced me. Allie thought it was having a lot of fun, so I thought it'd be a good idea to join too.
Well, I was in last year's K-Rod. Love the old crew. And it was just really fun to be around that like atmosphere where we're all working together towards producing one entertaining, fun product that's like creative, because video is like a form of art and stuff. And I wanted to continue that this year because we kind of dissipated after last year's K-Rod, because it was just too hard to maintain everything over the pandemic. I'm a pretty organized person, so I was like, I'm gonna lead K-Rod. I want to get us on track. I want to do what we can to kind of salvage, I guess, make the most of what we have for this year over distance learning.
What was your favorite episode theme?
My favorite episode, I think either space or spring cleaning. Those are weird two ones that I've narrowed it down to. I just love space. I love science and space. I have a telescope at home in my room if it shows you how much I love space.
It was a spring cleaning episode. I really enjoyed talking about my dead dog.
The space episode. The space episode I think was my favorite. One, because we got to play Among Us, and it was when Among Us was super popular. And it was so much fun to play with all of you guys. And then probably the art episode too. I really liked the art episode. Also, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so it's the space episode was like my dream. I got to be a Jedi. It was great.
Ooh, that's hard. I have to say my favorite one was Black History Month because I feel like it was the most educational, I guess, but also one of the more entertaining episodes as well. It kind of remember when we were first starting out and then you guys were explaining like we want to have like a TV show, kind of kid theme show type thing going on? I feel like that really helped that out. It really it was a great example of what we were trying to pull off this whole year. So that has to be my favorite. It was between the art episode because I really liked what Allie did for the 100pedia thing, but it was also really, really fun to play Among Us, so I kind of liked the space episode too. But I think if I had to choose one, I would do the art episode.
I love all of the episodes because I spend so much time editing each one of them, except for the first one. The first one I do not like. I would say it's between the space episode, the art episode, and spring cleaning. I say those because those are the ones. Oh, and the sleepover. This is hard. This is a hard question. Why are you asking me?
You wrote this.
I know I wrote this. Why am I asking me this? Okay. Anyways, if I were to say one, I really like spring cleaning because my best editing was in that one because all of it kind of like builds off of previous episodes. But content-wise, the art episode I feel like was really, really fun. I loved drawing up all of the like Matthew drawing on the general space and the Hunterpedia animation and just all of the art that I got to do in it. So that's probably my favorite.
What was the hardest part about being in K-Rod?
Well, last year it was the troubling part was keeping up with everyone's mess. This year, I think the hardest part of K-Rod was keeping up with our own mess. We're all at home dealing with our own lives, so it's kind of weird to set up a little studio, wherever you can, and to just pretend like you're in a normal studio, even though you're in your room or living room or, I don't know, just anywhere.
The hardest part was the green screen. That's it. It's nothing about the people, it's nothing about the recording, it's the green screen.
I have to juggle so many things. Like I'm in choir, I'm a drum major in the RAU. I got a job, especially this last half of my senior year. I think just trying to find the time to film was the hardest part, and making sure that when I was filming, I didn't seem too tired. I'm super hard on myself, so just making sure that it was still entertaining, even though I was very tired a lot of the time.
The hardest part about being in K-Rod is definitely gathering the energy to film and edit by yourself, in addition to having homework and life stuff, but it's worth it.
Probably the filming, because it was like, that's the only thing I do though, so.
You also do transcripts.
I do the transcripts, but that's easier.
I would say the hardest part was probably, for me, it was kind of keeping everyone on track and getting everyone's footage in on time, myself included, because it's kind of been a hard time for everybody with, we've never done an entire year of distance learning before. So while we're all trying to kind of juggle all of the stuff going on in our personal and work and school lives, we also have to work in time to not come into a studio to film. We have to set up and make our own sets with whatever we've got, and I feel like having to, I guess it was a good thing and a bad thing. It kind of pushed us to be more creative and expand our horizons with what we could do over distance learning, but it was definitely a hindrance that we weren't able to meet in person to maintain an organized flow.
What was your favorite part about being in K-Rod?
Definitely the creative liberty. I think we're given a good guideline of the information we need to put out, but I think what makes it flow and what makes it work is our individual creative liberty and the fact that we come together as a family.
The people. That was easy.
I think the family that it kind of created for me, because I'm so used to having my RU family and my real family, but just having another side of my circle is kind of interesting, because I've always had a very closed circle. Now to open up my circle, it's great.
The people, definitely. In addition to getting to do what I love, I get to do with people I love too.
I really like spending time with all of the people in K-Rod. They're all really, really nice.
My favorite thing about K-Rod, I love it. I love K-Rod. But if I were to choose one thing, my favorite thing, what makes it all worth it and what pulled me to K-Rod this year and my top priority this entire year has been the crew, my crew. I really love seeing everyone work together towards one goal to make something out of nothing. And I feel I cheated a little bit. I was editing, not cheated, but I was editing this segment, this interview stuff as I'm filming this now. I have already edited everyone else's.
But I want to share that something really cool that I noticed. So no one knew each other's responses. We all filmed on different days. I pulled them in one by one. And even though no one talked about it or knew the questions beforehand or knew each other's answers, for this question, everyone answered basically the same thing. Everyone said the crew, the people, the family that K-Rod has created for all of us. And that's really my favorite part, is seeing something that I'm so passionate about and something that I really put my all into being cared about by the people that I care about. They're just the fact that everyone really was able to come together this year, and like we were able to build an entire virtual set of us being together whenever we couldn't be together in person. Just the togetherness of everything that K-Rod allowed for me to experience personally and share that with everybody really meant a lot to me this year.
What does K-Rod stand for?
It doesn't stand for anything. We want something metaphorical? It stands for happiness. K-Rod literally just means K, as in like the beginning letter of every like radio news station, and then Rodriguez High. K-Rod backwards says dork. It does. Fun fact of the day. We're a bunch of dorks, and our brand name proves it.
No one ever told me. It's been like 7 months, 8 months. I was never informed on the name. I only guessed Rod was for Rodriguez.
Crispy, respectable, ornate, digestion. Do we have an actual meaning behind it, or did I just create something that's...
I asked the same question because I was like, K-pop, K-dramas, K-Rod. I'm like, what does the K mean? We're not Korean. But K-Rod is, so Rod obviously, Rodriguez, and then K is just a letter that news stations use in front of their channels. Like K. Now I can't think of one, but the K doesn't really stand for a word. It's just kind of copying other news stations.
So are you saying that we're not a K-pop idol group?
That's not what I'm saying.
It's like the radio station thing. Like they have the KUIC 95.3. It's the other way around.
The K in K-Rod is like, so I actually researched this. There's the Bureau of Navigation. They, I have no idea who they are, but they decided that all stations, like radio stations, news stations, west of the Mississippi River were going to start with a K, and everybody east of the Mississippi River, I don't know why I did this, there's not even any letters that are spelling it out, east. All radio stations, news stations, whatever, to the west of the Mississippi River were going to start with a K, and everybody like east would start with a W. So, K-Rod. I'm so glad we're not W-Rod. Rod. Wad.
Hello! My name is Matthew Powell, and I was your host for General this year. When it comes to General, we have a pretty standard format. We have a document where it's kind of like empty little slots where we can kind of copy and paste it into like a new clean document per episode. It's pretty easy given I'm already, not to brag, but it's pretty fluid with scripting with me. It just comes natural. But it makes it even more easier turning into like a fun little episodic themed Mad Libs. For scripting Bernard's letter, the point that we try to get across is this is the theme of the episode. my character reading the letter, I'm learning what the theme of the episode is, and it's just a little push for the audience to be able to react, with us. Like, this is what we're talking about. Everything else from now on will be about this. The segment transitions, they're not very different from Bernard's letter. It's the same kind of, me in character reacting to things, in this little mini romp with the audience. And things, oh no, things happen. We get Sydney up in a cloud. He's here to tell us the weather, or hey, let's watch some TV, let's watch some sports, or like, oh man, Lauren's giving us a call. Let's pick up and chat with her for a bit. It's just like a little adventure that we get to react together with, and I don't even know with entertainment. I don't know what my thoughts are, and I assume the audience, the Mustangs, they don't know what their thoughts are on that either. It's kind of just like a comedic disruption that happens just every episode. Oh man, what's going on? This weird thing's happening, and I didn't expect it, even though it happens every episode. And I think the best part about it's not too serious is that we get to kind of roll with the punches. If things happen, if someone's out sick, or if filming scheduling just gets messed up, we just make a bit out of it, and it becomes a whole part of the show. Just, there's never a thing that completely unravels the episode. A little behind the scenes, where the magic happens. My bedroom. Not as exciting as you would imagine, but my room is my main setup for filming. It's pretty standard, actually relatively simple. I have my green screen. I just hang it up on my wall using thumbtacks. I remove everything from my room that makes my room look like a room, so that when it's keyed out, it's not just, me in this room filled with random crap, so that we can make it look like a fake room with random crap. In my room, I have, props like my phone, TV remote, the letter, just all in arm's length, standby. I even set it up on like a little office chair, just so it's like same level height, arm's length, so it's not weird and I'm not like reaching halfway across my room to get things. And water. Hydration, that's important. I would say a good film session, I would say like a good film session takes maybe like 45 minutes. Doesn't include, setup or teardown. That's completely just get to the point. First of all, we film at night as well. So, when we do a couple takes, me and Allie being on call during all of my filming, it'll, because of how late it is and how sleep deprived we are, we just slowly descend into madness and nonsense. I do like to do dry read-throughs before I get in character. So I'm sure there's, 1, 2, maybe even 3 takes, of every scene where I just do monotone read-throughs, just not even, like, zero enthusiasm. And I think I think a part of the enthusiasm is what makes it so welcoming. But so I do dry read-throughs just to get an idea of what I'm about to say in character, and in terms of getting in character, that part individually, that's not hard at all. When it comes to a good take, I try to personally do 1, or 2 per scene. Like I mentioned earlier, Allie and I are on a phone call the entire time, but I'll do a scene, even if Allie, is completely good with the takes that I've given, I'll still feel weird about it, and I'll want to, do another one to, sound more friendly and not, very robotic, like, yes, I'm here, I'm reading what I've written to you. I just want to come off more friendly, more natural with the audience, so it's not weird. So I grew up to appreciate more of those bigger, like, network channel figures, Bob Ross, or, especially Mr. Rogers, or even, Joe or Steve from Blue's Clues, as weird as it sounds. You know, if I were to picture, you know, what a modern day saint would be like, I could only imagine it would be, you know, them. You know, Bob Ross, you know, in painting, you know, if he messed up, he just, it's a happy little tree. And now this spill of paint is his friend, you know, like, no matter what they were talking about, whether it was, you know, painting or emotions, I was always along for the ride, as I think the audience was. It's very welcoming and friendly. I was especially inspired by Mr. Rogers of all of them. I think he stood out the most to me. He was the most naturally, you know, your friend.
Getting to be friends is like building bridges. Some people think that friends are always happy, always having fun. Well, that's not true. Friends often have hard times and sad times. But friends can come together again and again and build a stronger and stronger friendship between each other.
No matter, you know, who you were, what background, you know, you were just hanging out with Mr. Rogers. So when I got in character for this new version of K-Rod, I wanted to draw inspiration from him primarily. And you know, on you know, Mr. Rogers, you know, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, you were his neighbor. I don't think we were neighbors. I don't think, as much as I love the Mustangs, we were more like awkward roommates. Aside from character inspiration for General especially, I'd like to note that my entire aesthetic, if not inspired by Mr. Rogers, was heavily influenced by Isaac Elahi of last year's Culture segment. It's very much just like, you know, the calm before the storm of entertainment, which stayed pretty true last year and this year. And it was just like very pink. And I wanted to kind of continue with that, with the friendly pink kind of color aesthetic, because, I mean, you can't be mad at pink. It's true, you can't. I did have a lot of fun putting on this character, and I say character because, you know, in front of, you know, the audience, and I'm sure even right now, I come off a lot more extroverted than I am in reality. I think I'm just as friendly as this character I put on, but I'm a lot more introverted, and I keep to myself more so often. And I think the blessing of, you know, K-Rod and just any kind of film project is if you put an introvert like me or anyone really in front of a camera long enough, they get more comfortable, and they get a feel to break out of their shell, kind of express, you know, the stuff that they don't get to that often. I think when it comes to expressing that, you know, part inside of you that you can't normally express, I think there comes a certain comfort knowing that you can. And I'm glad that General kind of gave me this platform to be able to give people that kind of comfort, whether it's, you know, the Mustangs or the K-Rod crew or even myself. So that being said, I had a lot of fun being your host for this segment. I hope you had just as much fun being my audience. That's my K-Rod Real Talk.
Hi, I was Sydney Anderson. I was your host for Weather this year. For preparation during episode segments, for my episode segment specifically, I did exactly none until the day was due. Except one time I did do it on Thursday. Preparations for nuds. For the day of recording, I would always grab the newest weather report for next week, but because weather is unpredictable, holy moly, it could be way off from what it actually was. My mom would always, for recording, would always hang up the green screen with clothespins in the living room, and I would always set up the lighting. And we learned our lesson from episode 1. Same green screen as I typically use. The lighting was bad. This is why you don't film in a garage with yellow lights and during daytime. Speaking of issues with green screens, my cats. They were always a nuisance while recording. Sirius, Bill, and Charlie, they would always mess up the green screen while I was recording. Sirius would always be the most annoying. He's my cat, so he always tries to talk back to me while I record. I remember one time with Charlie. He was right behind the green screen. I saw him wrestling around and I was like, oh, he'll be fine. Nope, he farted. Auto still in the footage. So I had to stop recording there, do a few more takes because I had to escort him out of the room. Anyways, for inspirations for my segment, I'd like to mention my childhood hero, Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor. I was a big Doctor Who fan when I was much younger, and he also gave me the inspiration for my hairstyle. I also like to do speeches for some of my segments. I think they're just really fun to do, personally. I have some rules in mind for these segments because of an incident. One. I also have some rules in mind for these speeches of mine. 1, keep it on topic. 2, keep it short. There's a dreaded cut of a certain episode. Oh boy, it was 12 minutes long. That's why I have to keep it short. 3, make it coherent. And 4, make it good. I got the cadence for my speeches from Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads, a song sang by David Byrne, the lead singer of the band Talking Heads. In it, he sings, more so rather talks, like a preacher, so a bit slow and a bit methodical. And I used that song's, way of singing as a inspiration for, how I spoke my speeches. And I guess that's pretty much it. That is my K-Rod Real Talk.
Hi, my name is Annalee Jones, and I was your sports host for K-Rod this year. For planning my segment, because I'm so busy all the time, I'm so involved with things on campus, like I'm in the REU and I'm in the REU Jazz Choir, I kind of have to procrastinate a little bit for editing and filming my segment. So normally I'll wait until like the last day is kind of coming around, and then I will start to film and edit. Editing only takes me like an hour and a half. But a good majority of my scripting is done either on the first or the second day after we have our first original meeting to decide the theme. So if I have a really good idea, I will take that and I will start script writing immediately, and I'll have it done normally by the end of our first meeting. So at the beginning of K-Rod, when we first started, I started to kind of take the literal format. I started to write word for my scripts. The more and more we filmed, the more and more I edited, the more and more I did anything with K-Rod, the more I found that it was restricting that I wrote like that. So I developed a new form of writing. I just started to write bullet points, and where it started to finally kick off was April Fool's. The April Fool's episode was the first episode I did in all bullet points, and that allowed for me to have more creative freedom in a sense. For that episode, I got to include my mom. In the spring cleaning episode, I got to include Ariel. That totally wasn't planned or necessary, but it was totally worth it. It was so fun to include both of them in our sports segments. So before I even start filming, I normally take a shower. It's very important to me. I don't want to feel gross. And then after that, once I'm all done and I get all dressed up and I do my hair and my makeup and everything, I will actually make my background animated. So if you guys have noticed in my segments, my background actually moves. I can't have that normally a lot of the time because I do play a lot of video games and I'm an epic gamer. And I can't have the lag because it'll overrun my computer if I keep that constantly running. So we can't have lag. Absolutely not, but I want to make it all nice and pretty for my segment. Next, I'll do vocal warm-ups because my mouth moves very quickly and I talk a lot. And normally, if I don't do them, I am not very articulated with my words. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. There you go. That's it. So my dog is always there when I'm filming. It's the same dog, Ariel, that I showed in the spring cleaning episode. She's always at my feet while I'm filming. So if you ever see the camera kind of shake unexpectedly, it's because she's moving and she's moving around my feet. I also have birds in my room that you will hear a lot in my segment. I try to cover them up so that they won't really make any noise, but they sometimes decide to make a lot of noise just out of spite. For editing, I lay in bed and I'll cover my face with my sheets, and maybe I'll just put like a random anime on my TV for just a hot minute while I'm editing to kind of provide a little bit of background noise. So my goal for sports was to make it better than Nick's. I'm extremely competitive too, so trying to make this sports segment the best it's ever been was kind of my goal. So I actually kind of didn't show up into K-Rod until episode number 3. I took over for Evan when he left, so I kind of got into K-Rod a little late. But my goal for K-Rod was to make sports as enjoyable for everybody watching as possible. I like sports. I like baseball and football and soccer, and I could watch those for hours, but for a lot of people, I know that they're not really interested in them. So I wanted to pick sports that a lot of people would either find funny or entertaining or interesting. That's why I kind of, for the sleepover episode, I picked competitive pillow fighting, because it totally should not exist, but it does, and it's hilarious that it does. So I wanted to make it so that everybody could relate to it and that everybody could have fun with it. So especially with the Minecraft episode, that one was the most fun for me. I already play a lot of video games and I'm already super interested into Minecraft, so getting into the sports aspect of Minecraft and talking about MCC and speed running and competitive, the competitive side of Minecraft was really fun and really interesting to me. When kind of developing my segment, I really started to look at 40s and 50s sportscasters. All of the people that you hear in the background of like old like baseball or football games. I wanted to have that same energy and incorporate it into our generation, so make it a little bit more organic and flowy for kind of the Gen Z purpose of it and making it more digestible for us. Being able to incorporate such a different side of my personality that a lot of people don't really get to see was a lot of fun when filming K-Rod and shooting and making all these episodes come out. I wanted to make myself feel as relatable to you guys as possible. Being able to also hang out with my friends and creating a community that was really important and a lot bigger than I was also really humbling and a lot of fun, especially during my senior year. With the year that we've had, it's kind of just been really cool to have a really nice and healthy support system that K-Rod was for me. I really hope you guys enjoyed having me as your sports host and hanging out with me this year. My name is Annalee and this has been my K-Rod Real Talk.
Hi, I'm Lauren Shipp, and I was your host for Culture this year. I joined K-Rod because I saw it as an opportunity to not only reach out to the student body, but to also represent them and enjoy the little bit of a true senior year that I could get. And I'm also a pretty shy person, so I wanted to showcase a different side of me, a more entertaining, open, funny side that not everyone gets to see. For my segment, it was really important to me that I made content relatable and personable so everyone could understand and relate, and that's why I made the Google Forms, so I can get insight on what's on your guys' mind. And after the K-Rod crew and I would come up with a theme for said episode, that's when I would decide which questions to include on the Google Forms. Scripting wise, I don't script. I just write down bullet points of the main ideas I want to hit and just kind of wing it. My writing style is very essay, AP Lang, concise, rhetorical devices. It's how I think and how I write, but it's not how I speak because I use like 15 times a sentence. That's where the editing comes in. For editing, I go into Premiere after I film, drop in all the footage, make some cuts to take out any fluff, bloopers, and try to stick to my time frame, but if it goes over time, then I cut out anything irrelevant. And then I like to try and play around with the camera effects, like zooming in or sliding across the screen. If I say etc, can you spin me around in a circle?
Yes.
Etc. Then once that's all figured out, I go back and see where I can input any text, images, graphics, and then I find appropriate background music that kind of fits the vibe of the episode. The last thing I do, ironically, is the intro. My intro always depends on the theme of the episode, and I try to stick with emojis for my graphic. In the fall episode, I think the first episode in the fall, there was like leaf emojis, and for the Minecraft episode, I input little bee PNGs that I found, and I try to keep it very cutesy. Fun fact, last year's K-Rod editor, Matthew Tanglau, he edited my intros up until the Black History Month episode because I had no idea how to use Premiere. I was winging it the whole time, YouTube tutorials, all of that, and I finally decided that episode I would spread my wings and fly and make my own intros from that point on. In terms of behind the scenes of culture, there really isn't much, nothing too glamorous. I just make my bed, turn on my ring light, and press record. Very raw, 17-year-old senior vibes. Speaking of 17-year-old senior vibes, I stay up very late editing and filming. That's just because in addition to homework, I have to spend a lot of time on filming and editing, so I kind of save that for the end of the day so I can prioritize my classes. And I have a very loud puppy named Layla, 60 pounds, 1-year-old. She talks a lot, she barks a lot, and it's just easier to film at a time when she's sleeping. No barks here and there. That's essentially why I edit and film late, but it's also because I don't know how to use Premiere. I was never in DVP1, I never got lessons, so it takes a long time when you don't know what you're doing. And to kind of help me through that challenging process, I keep midnight snacks with me, and even if it's just coffee, I keep it with me so I can survive the night. But if I didn't love what I do, I wouldn't be doing it, because filmmaking and production and all that stuff, it has had a special place in my heart since I was in elementary school. I always made short films, either of myself or my Barbie dolls or my Bratz dolls, ever since elementary school. Kind of like how I do now, I would just wing it. Nothing was really scripted. I would just have a main idea in my head. And the horror movie. I don't want to. I'm so scared. Okay, I'm not sure if it was 6th grade or 7th grade, but I made a short film. It was a horror movie. I hate talking about this, it's so cringy. But I made a horror film. It was a short film called Girl in the Shadows. I was the makeup person, the director, the editor, the main lead. I did everything, and my mom has been teasing me for it ever since I showed it to her, which is a long time. She even threatened to show Matthew Tanglau on Halloween. Yeah. But I guess you can insert a clip of it. Without further ado, grab some popcorn and roll clip.
There once was a girl, you see her and then you don't. When you turn on the light, she's never there. That's because she hides in the shadows. You may not notice her at first because sometimes she isn't there. You look away, but when you turn back, you never know. Since she lives in the shadows, you may not notice she's there. And she may be even under your bed. Be sure to always sleep with the covers on, no matter what.
Bro, I would use that black lipstick for everything. I use it to fill in my eyebrows. Anyway, yes, I think I still have it, honestly. But yeah, I always enjoyed filmmaking, big or small, humans or dolls, and I would also make music videos. Either way, regardless of what it was, I loved it. But sophomore year, I, was kind of like, alright, I'm gonna switch things up. And I started feeling really inspired by popular YouTubers and vloggers and a lot of social media influencers, basically. And that's the direction I wanted to go for K-Rock culture. I wanted to make culture like what I would watch when I'm bored, like who could I see myself watching on a Saturday afternoon when I'm bored. And because of the pandemic and all of us being so isolated, I thought it was important to take on that best friend role for everyone and just be someone that people could come to for advice, or someone that spreads information in a very personal, comfortable, aesthetically pleasing way. And another one of my priorities was to represent the student body. I want it to be a representation of seniors, black students, females. I just wanted to give a voice to those who are having trouble speaking right now. It was important that I recognize how hard things are right now. These circumstances are different, they're difficult, and we're all just kind of experiencing the same thing. So whether you're a student, a teacher, or if you even watch K-Rod, we all need an outlet right now. It's very important that we kind of enjoy ourselves as much as we can with all the changes going on in the world right now. That's why I place so much focus on mental health this year. I am a very strong advocate for spreading awareness about mental health and providing resources to those who need it. I'm a naturally caring person, and I'm also an empath. So that's why I would ask on the Google Forms almost every time, how are you doing? So I could gauge where people are at mentally, and I could know what to talk about during my segment. And I really just want to do everything I can for those who are in the same position as me with the platform that I have. I really do put my all into these 5-6 minute segments, and I hope that everyone can take something from these episodes, because I definitely can. And thank you all for becoming my friends and making my senior year a little less lonely. That was honestly kind of depressing, but it's true. I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna miss it. And that's my K-Rod Real Talk.
Hi, I'm Reese Moritz.
I'm Melissa Linehan, and we were your hosts for entertainment this year. So our segment heavily relies on whatever theme we chose for the episode. At first we would try to pick between games or crafts or skits, but ultimately we landed on skits and ended up doing that basically the entire school year just because it made more sense over distance learning.
We did do one game episode though. For the space episode, we all played Among Us.
That was really fun. We also technically sort of did a crafting episode with, it was a craft skit with the Minecraft episode. That was
Craft.
But bottom line, no matter what we choose for entertainment, aside from gameplay, we have to script it. So how that will go down is I'll normally call Reese. Okay, we're already on call all the time anyways.
We basically live together virtually.
Yeah, but so I'll have Reese on call, and then I will, Reese just serves as my wall that I bounce ideas off of while I script.
I try to script sometimes, but it, I'm a great listener though, so...
Reese is my moral support while I script.
Sophie also likes to help by sitting on the keyboard while we're scripting.
True story. Once the script is done, we like to do a read-through of it so we can time how long our segment is gonna be about.
We try to aim for about like 5 or so minutes, and if there's more, then we have to cut things out so Allie doesn't get destroyed trying to edit it.
Our read-throughs are pretty funny though, because if there's like a sound effect or like anything that isn't our dialogue that's happening, we have to account for the amount of time that'll take up too. So we'll be reading it and Reese doesn't have any idea what's going on. So I'll just be like, yeah, and then there's gonna be this cool video thing and it's going
You don't even preface it with anything. You just start going brown.
In terms of filming, it's always been quite a process.
I didn't have a green screen until episode 6, so we had to work around that.
Yeah, whether it was me keying myself into your room or I would put Reese in this little like video game preview gamer box thing, we made it work.
I also didn't have a ring light until later, so I had to like duct tape my phone to the back of the chair to prop it up so I could film.
Reese just uses duct tape to hang up the green screen, just like slaps it on the wall and it'll just fall off.
I mean, it works. I have to fix it a lot, but it works.
I prefer using command hooks and like binder clips to hold mine up. Mine's always up in my room anyways, just because like I use it so often. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just pull over one side of my green screen and I'll hook it on the other command hook and then I'll set up. I typically film by myself, so it's just...
Allie's always on call when I'm filming though.
I'm always on call with Reese whenever we film because I have to be. I'm on the K-Rod Meet on the computer, so we have like the Google Meet. That's where I read off the lines and I'll watch Reese while we do like the actual takes that make it in the episode, because we like record on our phones. But then I'll be on FaceTime beforehand so that I could like check framing, lighting, etc. and make Reese do like practice shots of everything. And also I take very good FaceTime photos at inopportune times.
You make me film a shot like 15 times over and over and over again.
We gotta get it right.
It takes like 3 hours to film a 5-minute segment.
Editing takes so much longer than the filming though. You're fine. But nonetheless, after we're done recording, by the late time that we are done recording, we're basically zombies. Did you upload it yet?
It's uploading.
Did you upload the right shot?
Yes, I uploaded the right shots.
So I'll edit together Reese's shots and then I'll usually use that Premiere project to pace myself whenever I do my filming, but nonetheless my filming still takes about like 2 hours.
But when we do voiceovers, we usually do that together because it's a lot easier to do it that way.
It's fun to do that.
It is fun.
Sometimes our base footage is pretty weird. I'll have us like sitting on the floor out of frame, throwing a DS up into frame over and over again so we can like, I can pick which one I like to do a clean disappearing act for like my glitch edits.
Not just the base footage, the makeup that we do is also super, super funny. Like beards and fake blood and dirt and stuff, and it's also super funny whenever like family would walk in.
Or like you'd walk out, there's like guests home and you walk out and you have no idea and you're just like... So our goal for the entertainment segment was to make something fun and enjoyable that wasn't tied down by having to relay any specific information to anybody.
Just have fun and be funny.
Yeah, the entertainment segment was intended to give more personality to K-Rod. Having such a malleable and free segment really gave us the creative freedom to kind of do whatever we wanted with that to make something entirely our own every single episode.
And that freedom really came in handy when we had some problems.
Whenever Matthew got sick, entertainment covered general. Whenever Lauren got sick, entertainment covered culture. Poorly.
It was fun though.
Entertainment's always there as like this miscellaneous jumble of whatever it is we want it to be. But I'm glad that we have this platform where we can kind of give people a break from the chaos of life with scripted chaos that is also funny.
With how broad the entertainment segment is, it has to be done in a duo.
Yeah, it's a relatively new segment actually. We just introduced it last year in last year's K-Rod, but even back then it was a duo with Matthew and I.
Allie and I have been best friends since like elementary school.
I've known Reese for almost 12 years now, unfortunately.
Hey, it's always been kind of a joke that where there's Reese, there's Allie, where there's Allie, there's Reese.
We're kind of a package deal, and even off camera, we are still quite the entertaining duo.
So it's quite easy to create an entertaining segment when you're just having fun with your best friend.
Ding, ding. That brings us to the inspirations behind okay, well, it's not really the inspirations behind entertainment. It's just like character archetypes that we happen to fit, but they're always some sort of entertaining best friend duo. We've got Gon and Killua, Gumball and Darwin, Finn and Jake, Wirt and Greg, Snoopy and Woodstock, Beavis and Butthead.
Psyche and Nendo. We were really inspired by cartoons and animated shows.
We like to insert little references to the shows that we're into or like the games that we like in entertainment. And so any student that like is also into the same like fandoms or whatever that we're into can be like, hey, I recognize that. Cool.
They talk just like that.
They do.
Coming up, Reese
and Allie's
entertainment segment. I'm Reese.
I'm Allie.
And this is the entertainment segment. Today we'll be talking about art styles. Art is a way humans have expressed themselves for centuries.
Your art style can be identified through the distinct and recognizable way in which you draw.
You can do whatever you want, just have fun and be creative.
Hey Reese.
Yeah, Allie?
How about you draw me like one of your French girls?
Okay, that Hunterpedia clip.
That was so cool.
That's based off of these little shorts from this anime called Hunter x Hunter.
We love that show so much, especially Gon and Killua. They act just like us.
So because we love the show so much, I took the frames and then I drew our own characters and I animated it and I colored in the background, and it took me so long to draw up everything and animate it, but it was worth it because it ended up looking pretty clean. I loved adding all the little details into the background. Like if you zoom into like the whiteboard, you can see like anime Sagan. Any students that have taken Sagan's class, you will know about the wall of Saganism, where everyone would just draw Sagan in different art styles and then name it. So that was anime Sagan, and then we have like blue cheese and like random interactions. It was great.
Long story short, entertainment isn't just about us being friends, it's also about everyone in K-Rod being friends too.
Yeah, the Among Us game that we did for the space episode was our first kind of group bonding type thing, and it really sparked everyone kind of growing closer together in K-Rod. Entertainment really relies on the friendships of the people that create it. And not just entertainment in the entertainment segment, but throughout all of K-Rod, it really shows through all of the interactions where we have segment transitions.
Even when planning and filming got stressful, it was all worth it in the end for the end product.
Yeah, I don't want to get all cheesy or anything, but like the entertainment segment was all about friendship. Spreading that connection, that friendship with whoever watched us, teachers, students, whoever, anybody that just watched us goof around all year.
We're really happy that you joined us for entertainment this year, and we really are happy that we got the chance to spread some smiles. Well,
that's all from entertainment. That's
our K-Rod Real Talk.
Putting all of these segments together,
we get K-Rod.
But the real mastermind behind K-Rod was Bernard.
Who is Bernard?
I never saw him, but I know of him. He's the devil that lurks in the episodes. I think he's a pen pal to Matt. I think. I never spoke to him. He always seemed a bit weird, you know. It was the one member that never really showed up to any of the meets. Besides the rest of the people who never showed up to the meets. It was me, sometimes Lauren and Reese. Bernard, Yeah, I don't know about him.
I've never personally met Bernard. Heard he's a chill, omnipotent being. But I heard he's pretty cool. And totally not just Allie doing a voiceover.
I have no idea, and I feel like I will never know.
He's the horse head guy.
Bernard. It's kind of interesting. He kind of goes back in K-Rod lore, and we'd have to probably go back to like around when our insurance deposit.
Okay.
Starting off with K-Rod lore, I think we should discuss the big guy, Bernard. It goes pretty far back, and it's gone as far as to where, on the Halloween episode, if you were to zoom in on the intro card and adjust like the contrast and brightness, it even says Bernard was here.
We also made a really cool connection when we were planning the dehydrated water gag commercial for last year. We searched it up, and there was actually already like a set product called Bernard's Dehydrated Water, and that was a total coincidence, so it was super freaky.
So for this year, the joke was Bernard ran away with our insurance deposit, and because of that, we were broke. And it wasn't until the first episode that I read Bernard's letter.
Yeah, and without the active involvement of this Bernard character, the production quality of our virtual sets were not the best.
And once Bernard became a consistent character and I was reading his letters, you can see over the vast episodes, the quality improves.
So the newest addition to K-Rod lore came in episode 10, the sleepover episode.
Joe, the demon sushi cat. Basically, he's an evil sushi cat that wants to take over K-Rod.
I didn't notice this until I was sifting through all of the old footage to edit the blooper reel, but Joe actually made an appearance in episode 1 in the background of Matthew's room.
He's been watching us the whole time.
Finally, the greatest part of K-Rod lore.
K-Rod's unlucky charms.
So before we get into this, I would like to first preface this by saying that Matthew designed K-Rod's unlucky charms and I put it together on the box.
That means the horror following that ensued was our fault.
Yeah, last year for the gag commercial that we made for it, we filmed it underneath a ladder and edited it doing unlucky things, and yeah, the joke was that it caused the pandemic.
K-Rod crew did not survive the wrath of the unlucky charms.
It was just too difficult to coordinate everything after everyone first went into quarantine and all of the course of unlucky events that just happened to lead us to entire distance learning this year. We all blamed it on unlucky charms, and that's where we picked up for this year's entertainment segment.
So with no studio or in-person meetings, how did K-Rod pick up over distance learning?
Okay, K-Rod kids, looks like everyone's here. So we need to pick a theme for this episode. Any ideas?
What if instead of a theme, we have like a bootleg version of K-Rod and we like scramble around to try to figure things out?
Okay. I'll add that one to the list. Does anyone else have another idea?
Or we could do a friendship-themed episode.
Very wholesome.
Oh, what about a video game themed episode?
That could be really fun.
We could do a Halloween theme.
Definitely.
Oh, what about a space themed episode? We could all play Among Us.
Yes!
That sounds really cool!
could also do an art theme.
That might take a long time to like edit and animate though, so like pace yourself.
No.
We could do a New Year's episode.
Oh yeah, we could.
We could do a Black History Month theme.
Nice. What else?
I don't know.
Oh!
Minecraft!
Yes!
What about a sleepover theme? Oh, I like that one. And also, we could do an April Fool's themed episode.
That could be quite funny.
I was wondering if we could do a pet episode.
Or a concert themed episode.
What about Spice Girls? No? Just throwing it out there.
How about spring cleaning? We can do a jumble of everything and segue to all those topics by saying we found items related to those things during spring cleaning, maybe. Okay, so now that our themes are established, Matthew, you and I need to script general tonight. Matthew and Sydney, general and weather footage are due next Friday.
Radio?
Yep.
Okay, Annalay and Lauren, edited sports and culture segments are due next Saturday.
Okay.
Cool. And Reese, you and I need to start on entertainment this weekend.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, thank you guys for showing up to the meeting, and let me know if you need anything. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Yeah, okay, ready? Go.
What's going on, you beautiful people of Rodriguez High School? I'm your host for General, Matthew Powell, and this is K-Rod, Generations.
What is good, Mustangs? I'm your former project lead and host for General, Sean Doria. I was class of 2020, last year's K-Rod crew, the best K-Rod crew. Sorry. Yeah, let's get into these questions.
Hi, my name is Isaac Elahi. I graduated in 2020, and I used to host Rod Culture.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Matt, and I graduated in 2020, and I used to be an editor for K-Rod.
My name is Daniel Silva. I graduated in 2020, and I used to host the weather section of K-Rod.
I'm Izzy Heidel. I graduated in the year 2020, and I didn't really have a set role in K-Rod. I was just the teacher's assistant that wormed her way into the studio. That was my role.
What are your favorite memories from K-Rod?
Favorite memories from being K-Rod? Man, there's so many of them because, like, if I'm being completely honest, everyone in K-Rod is so dumb to the point where it's the funniest thing ever. Everyone is just always making stupid jokes, joking around with each other, making fun of each other, and it was just always a good time. If I had to pick one good memory, it would probably be just watching like the videos that we edit, because we were always super proud of them. We would always work really hard on them each week, and yeah, very, very fun times with the crew.
I think that my favorite memory in K-Rod was after a long day of filming, we turned off all the lights in the studio, so it was completely dark. And EJ, our editor, thought it would be a good idea to take a nap in the studio when it was dark, and that was a horrible idea because the rest of the crew thought it was a fantastic idea to balance things on top of him while he was sleeping. Things like backpacks, lunch boxes, camera equipment, foam pads. It was just anything we could find, we just put on top of EJ while he was sleeping. And after half an hour, he was completely buried by all the stuff we put on top of him. And I think that was just completely hilarious. And to this day, it's still one of my favorite K-Rod memories.
So being an editor for K-Rod, I have a lot of favorite memories, but one of my favorites has to be working on the K-Rod commercial that came out first. The K-Rod crew kind of tasked me with putting this commercial together, and I don't know, I just had a blast working on it, and I think it really goes to show like our different personalities, you know, before we even started putting out K-Rod episodes, so that's definitely one of my favorite memories.
In my time at K-Rod, my favorite moments were actually all the stuff you didn't get to see behind the scenes. I remember vividly beating Sean in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I remember EJ always talking to me about weird stuff, and I remember getting into heated arguments with Nick over how the video games I played were not for girls. I swear they're not.
My favorite memory at K-Rod, it wasn't really like any set memories, I have a couple of them, but it was just, the main theme is when I got to be part of the project. So I liked acting in A Merry Christmas, even though I never watched the video. I have terrible camera fright. And also the last day before school let out, like for the 2-week vacation then turned to like a year-long thing, was when we did a movie night. It was fun to bring, well, it wasn't a movie night, it was like a movie day. But we got to bring food, and we just got to laugh, and it was just really fun, and it was just fun to do.
How has K-Rod impacted you?
Man, I feel like for a lot of people, it's kind of the same thing. K-Rod really affected my life because before I did K-Rod, I didn't really know what I wanted to, like what direction I wanted to go in life. And K-Rod helped me like realize that I'd probably actually be kind of good at like film or like any like artistic, like film photography type thing. Production is very fun to me. And I never would have thought, if you told me that I was going to be like into film and doing that for a career, I never would have thought that. I would have never believed you.
K-Rod was full of amazing people and amazing experiences, and I'm honestly so glad that I could have had the opportunity to interact with all of them. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be in K-Rod and K-Rod Generations.
So being in the K-Rod crew actually allowed me to expand my craft and like improve. So I actually was pretty heavily involved in the editing even before I was in K-Rod, and so I think just being able to hop onto K-Rod and do what I love and put out videos is just amazing. And I was able to make really close friends with everyone there and even family, so I think that's really important to me.
In terms of how K-Rod has impacted me, it's shown me the value of teamwork. If people can't work together, then nothing can get done. It's also shown me that weather can be friggin' stupid sometimes. But that's what makes it weather. It doesn't make sense.
K-Rod always felt like the family, like my school family, even though there are some members that probably thought I was annoying or didn't feel the same way. I felt accepted that I could be myself. And K-Rod just felt like a family. And I felt accepted, so it just made me feel included.
Final messages.
Final message, huh? Well, current K-Rod crew, I just want you guys to know that your guys' videos are amazing. They're hilarious. Not as good as when I was on the show, though. Okay, let's get that straight. But man, you guys are killing it right now, and sad to see a lot of you guys graduate and go on. But yeah, for Sagan, I miss you, old man. I hope you're doing well. I know it's your last year doing video production, but I'm sure it'll live on. K-Rod will be amazing. Good luck with your esports team. And can I give a message to anyone? Any teacher? Just Mr. Sagan?
Any teacher?
Any teacher? Miss Hernandez, I miss you so much. I hope you're doing well. Who else? Miss Rao. Shout out Miss Rao. Shout out Mr. Remy. Shout out Mr. Buckley. I love all you guys. Thank you for helping me become who I am today. Especially you, Sagan. You're like my school dad. Always lecturing me about everything and anything. Who else would I shout out? As much as I didn't get along with you, Mr. Cedar. Shout out Mr. Cedar. He's a really pretty cool guy. I wish you could see me now. Yeah, the bald dude. My brother just asked if you were the bald dude. Oh, and Matt! I know Matt doesn't watch these videos, but if he does for some reason, I see you every once in a while. Yeah. And, shoot, that's pretty much it. Oh, Miss Yvette. Miss Yvette, say the best for last. Miss Yvette, I love you. I hope you're doing well. I hope one day I can come visit you while you're at Rod. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for having me on the show. I love y'all. K-Rod.
And now for some final messages. First off, I'd like to congratulate Matthew, Allie, and the rest of the K-Rod crew for completing another fantastic year of K-Rod content. Keep up the good work, guys. I'd also like to thank Mr. Sagan for allowing me the opportunity to work with such fantastic people, to discover my passion for video making, and for the ability to make some absolutely abhorrent memes. I swear they're absolutely awful. I'd also like to thank the teachers that had taught me at Rodriguez High School from 2016 to 2020. Whether it was me wincing at Miss Menjivar's punny sense of humor, hosting anime club in Miss Ascara's room, clowning around in Miss McGee's class, or getting on Mr. Cedar's absolute last nerves by telling him he looks like Benson from Regular Show. These teachers have given me a lot of knowledge and a lot of laughs. Well, I guess this is goodbye. I'll see you on the other side.
I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Mr. Sagan for being such an amazing teacher and an even more amazing friend. I've been part of his classes for the majority of my 4 years in high school, and just getting to know him more and get close with him and just being able to be part of K-Rod helped bring me out my shell, and I think that's important, and that really impacted me as a person and as an editor. And so I just want to thank Mr. Sagan, and I also want to thank the K-Rod crew for being such amazing friends. We've gotten so close throughout the year that we spent together in that small studio. And so I'm happy for all of you guys, and thank you for all the happy memories, and I can't wait to see you all again.
And some things I'd like to say before I end this, because I'm looking at myself in the camera. Just want to say thank you for accepting me to be in the studio and just allowing me to chill, even though I didn't really do nothing. And I do miss you guys, so maybe when we get all our shots and whatever, we can meet up and do like a reunion film or something. So yeah, I miss you guys. I miss Sagan. I miss K-Rod. I just miss hanging out with my friends. I'm an introvert, but I need to hang out with somebody, whether it's like video games or just being like together. So yeah, just want to say thank you for accepting me and letting me be part of like this fun little group.
I'm gonna do one last thing. I don't know if you want to cut this out. Wait a minute. This is all ad lib. I didn't plan this. Shoot.
You know, technically we fall under K-Rod Generations because we were in K-Rod last year.
That was a time. Do you remember when we carved pumpkins?
Or when we ate like really spicy noodles.
Remember when we made sock puppets?
You mean D-list superheroes? Be careful.
I messed up.
There's a show about Allie messing up too. It's called K-Rod.
This is my eighth take. Don't cut it. Don't put in the sigh. Cut the sigh. What am I doing? I'm losing my mind. Allie, we're never gonna sleep again. Please cut that out. There's gonna be a Matthew losing his mind while trying to record compilation by the end of this year. I'm from Mississippi, and I'm losing my mind.
I'm just losing my mind, that's all. I'm losing my mind. Well, Mustangs, I'm losing my freaking mind again. I'm losing my mind. What? Why are we here? Just to suffer. I'm so happy that I don't sleep anymore. What time is it?
2:37 in the morning.
How do you do this? How do you like not sleep?
Willpower,
That's-
anxiety, and general obsession with the project. So for K-Rod, I could stay up for a while.
Go to bed, Mustangs.
Well, Mustangs, that about wraps up our time on this episode. Sorry, Matthew.exe stopped working.
Mark my words. This is the take. Wow, I haven't played in that. Played in that. I haven't played in that. Oh man, I ate those words, huh? Delicious. Those words. My words. I ate them.
Happy Halloween, Mustangs. It is especially
93 degrees, and then a high as a high. Really. All right.
Okay. Is that good? I don't know if that's good enough. I think that's good enough. I have no idea.
I got it. I'm gonna press play and then you press A. I'm gonna press play and then you click A to skip this and then you spam A to click the cups to spam A to click the cut to skip the cutscene.
Of course, we'll see you next time. I totally forgot to say stay safe.
Now they're not going to stay safe. They're going to go out and steal Mustang statues.
No, Mustangs, don't commit crimes. Don't keep that in either.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Gonna get through this one. And unlike some people, I won't murder an orphanage. I was gonna.
Wait. I'm gonna murder an orphanage.
Speaking of plans, we never got to hear your. I'm the K-Rod Dreamscape. I'm doing this again. Distort reality in order to prevent. Okay. Do it again. Not doing this again. I can't do this one. Okay.
This is our kitchen.
That's
Oh wait,
pretty much
that's
everything.
my line. Excuse me. Back off. My line.
Is there a dog in here?
Jump. Walk in a circle. Arm. Hey! Hey! Arm. Ow! Yeah, that would help. Okay, let's do that, because I think you're waiting for my cue and there's a little bit of a delay. Is your face okay? No! Boom, I'm a ghost. Boo. That was actually perfect. I'll add a thud sound effect.
I'm here.
And No! Jinkies. I can't see without my eyeballs. I'm wasting so much popcorn right now. Oh, I spilled water on myself. Oh no! Ow. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Yep. Actually, I want to do that full body-ish. Full body-ish? Oh wait, my hood was on. My hood was on. Continuity. Okay.
Hello Mustangs, welcome back to another. I got a lot of responses from the Google form I sent out this week, and why is this flatter than this?
Fix the cat, Phil. Fix the cat. That's weird. Okay. Put those things away, Joe. This is a family show.
This is family. This is rated G, and you're going far beyond PG-13.
G for general.
This is rated G for get out of here if you're gonna take off your pants. Okay.
Okay.
A fourth wall break and a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls. I know, right? Ryan Reynolds in his sultry, seductive voice.
Pow! Sexy. I don't know what that was. But I'm not sorry about it.
Why do you sound...
That's how I'm not gonna be like,
Fire truck.
what do you want me to do?
Fire truck. You better watch out.
It's a fire truck! Jesus! Stop it! That's what I would do. Cause I was over on the bench.
Even some of you saying that you're poggers. I have to get the poggers.
You like type like 3 numbers if you're dialing his phone number to call. You just have to click it once. Use 2 hands like boop 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 911.
Hello?
Hi. Hi, how are you today?
Those two are inseparable for us. Creativity is as such. I've already cut this, but who is the one messing with my green screen? Unmask this, please. It's serious. You want to get? He really wants to get down.
One shot after this, and then you'll get another carrot. Do you want another carrot? I might be able to snack you some chicken. Hey, chicken. Ooh, wait, sit. Splash! Bless you. Okay. Got slobber on my face.
Come here. Come here. Come here. No, up.
She's getting so mad.
Look, Mustangs. It's the sushi cat. He'll eat your soul.
Okay, so that's shot 3.
Yo, what's up? My name is Joe. One thing about me is I got a don't bring cat boys into this. Do not bring up. Okay.
I'm bringing it up. It's happening. Talking about it. Talked about.
It's being talked about. No, my dialogue. Allie, the script insurance.
It's not survival of the fittest, it's survival of what works the best sometimes, you know?
But like, you're so fine. Like, yeah, I'll make a deception.
Reese got us into a car crash. Bodoing. Bodoing. That's the sound a bunny makes. So I can fit my whole arm in my Pringles can. I'm recording right now. I have a present for everybody. Look. I'm gonna be quiet for once. We have, a brownie. That's not a prop, but it's helping me. It's helping me. I have Reese off screen. I have a tissue with fake blood. Last but not least, Matthew Powell. He's dead.
There's no extra lives in the real life. So if you die, you're dead.
Get better, Matthew. I don't want to film General. Ow. What does Project Lead entail? Well, Matthew's sick. The snack that stopped laughing at me and my suffering. The snack that smiles back. Powell.
Hype me up.
We're gonna hype you up, Matthew.
Hype me up. You gotta hype me up.
Hype. Take care of yourself. And I was like, okay, thanks, dude. Got my thin hat.
We are recording.
We are recording.
I sadly.
Matthew, always getting us off track, putting on thin hat, being weird.
I hope you know.
Yeah.
That if anyone were to ever hurt you or Reese, I would be very upset. But also understanding.
That's the goal. You don't want to murder me, then are you really close to me?
That's good. I want the t-shirt.
Okay.
I hope you evaporate, Sydney. I hope the condensation hurts.
Y'all are idiots.
Wait, Lauren, kill me.
Okay,
Or is
why?
that-
Why?
hold on.
Why?
Kill me.
Wait, I have a countdown.
And to those of you who are saying you aren't doing so well, even some of you are
Are you doing so well, Reese?
No.
I'm glad to hear that
Someone's about to be murdered. Okay. You have about 5 more pogs before you get a knife in your chest.
I'm glad to hear that a lot of you are doing well.
Shut up! This still hurts.
Actually, it was to be a bet. I'm gonna do it again. You see this? That hurt! Okay.
Hey. Look, it's me. Hi, me.
Hi, I'm Annalie's boyfriend.
Shut up.
Anyways, Mustangs, in the year of 2021, my friends here on K-Rod, I swear to God, I see you laughing over there, and it's making me break character.
I got to go mute. I got to go mute. Yeah, boy. All right.
What are you laughing at? No. What are you laughing at?
Oh, thanks. Are you making me do this just so you can see me fall over and over again?
This is our little ladder to the top of the treehouse. We have picnics and stuff up here.
I made you say little a lot. I was thinking about you while I was writing your lines, and I was like,
Shut up. I knew you were going to say something like that.
I guess we can do a quick walkthrough of the.
Good job. You're
Thank-
doing great.
I know.
You know, whenever Reese gets into a car crash, got his short little legs.
Beep, beep. Is that my bestie in a testy?
My face burns.
Ooh, why is that?
I don't know why. Stop punking me. I'm taking my camera off the tripod. I'm showing. Say hi to K-Rod.
Hurry!
I can't do the sound effect, but it's so funny. I'm fighting the fire. This is so awkward. So.
Sorry, I like making the sound effect so we know it's happening. Ring, 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 pick up your phone. Bang! Crash! Crash! Explosion.
Whoa! Ah! 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 Okay.
What are you taking?
You'll see. Okay, I got it.
Oh my god. Matthew, you're in front of a green screen.
Oh shoot. Dang it. Okay, never mind. Future Allie that's editing this right now, I hope you're thoroughly enjoying this because present Allie and present me are dying on the inside.
I'm eating ramen.
Don't.
I got cracked.
Your future self is going to be listening to this. Stay safe, and of course, we'll see you next time. The name's Powell. Matthew Powell. And I like my editors shaken, not stirred. I'm waiting for the day that I somehow I see an end credit scene where it's one of the generic me going, "Oh my god, I love this." Oh my gosh, I'm in a microwave. Here I am, Mustangs on the moon. Oh my gosh. It's actually made of cheese. Allie, oh editor Allie, please give me grape juice. Oh my god. Here I am, having a cold one with the boys.
We're all just the California surfer dude, but in different fonts. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
I don't know what that was.
Was that your K-Rod? That was your K-Rod jutsu.
No, the Crowd-Jitsu is that one clip of me with the shoes. Crowd-Jitsu. Allie, here's the clip.
Oh no, it's that time, kids.
It's not a reoccurring thing. Do you need a drummer?
I do need a drummer.
From the top, from the top, from the top. From the top, top, top. Ooh, on the top.
I'm losing my mind, never gonna sleep again.
I don't know, is this the real life?
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
There we go. Don't you laugh at me.
I just want Joe to pop out from behind the blankets. Mama!
get real for a second? Cut the shenanigans, the music. My weird neckline. I'm gonna even close the script and get real with you. Ali, do whatever you want with this footage. Just like starting from when I said I want to get real. We're all losing our minds. All of us. Us filming, you watching, us doing schoolwork, us giving the schoolwork. Us, by us I mean teachers. Teachers, we're all losing our mind. A wise man once said, patience is virtue, or something like that. He didn't say and something like that. That was, don't, Ali, get the quote off screen. No, move it, no. He didn't say that exactly. But, listen, it's tough. I'm speaking to Ali and the audience, by the way. If you, whatever you do with this footage, it could even just be to you. I don't, whoever's listening to this, it doesn't matter. It will get better. All of us will get better. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it will get better. If it hasn't gotten better, you haven't reached the end of the tunnel. And 2020, sadly, we just started going through this tunnel. So it's going to be a while before we reach the end and see the light. But I promise you, it's there. It exists. We'll all get there sooner or later. It will be glorious. And until then, you're watching K-Rod. Ba 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 ba. I hate this.
Surprise! I don't know what's happening next either. The crew's task was to individually script, film, and edit their own segment and keep it a secret until the movie is aired. Whether it's a speech, a skit, or something else, I have no idea, and the creative freedom is all in their hands. So, without further ado, let's get into these surprises.
Hey everyone, this is my surprise segment for the K-Rod film, and I just wanted to come in and do a quick little speech about friendship. You know, power of friendship, you know, all that in the cheesy old 80s cartoons, stuff like that. I just wanted to quickly talk about how, well, K-Rod has helped me. I consider the entire crew my friends. I may have never seen them in person, besides a few of them. Just super nice that I even got to do that for the interviews and the real talks. Golly, those were nice. Just to get out of the house for a bit. These people helped me get on track through the year. They helped me do some work. They helped me just calm down, take a bit of respite, and to do work that I really enjoyed. I love filming for K-Rod. K-Rod was super fun to do. And the crew really helped that for me. I'm sad we never got to do a vlog episode like we wanted to do. But that doesn't change anything about how we interacted. It was fun. I loved the video game episode for Among Us. Doing that recording was super fun. Mainly because I got to be a goofball. I don't get to do that very often these days. And it makes me full of joy. That was honestly my favorite time recording. And that was just how I wanted K-Rod to feel for the year, and I did. That's how K-Rod was for me the rest of the year. It was just a group of friends with a deadline, making something for fun. That's how every episode was for me. And the crew made it all. We made it all together, and that's what really mattered for me. That's what made K-Rod K-Rod for me this year. Sad it's gonna have to go. For me, anyway. But, thank you to the crew. Thank you to Ali, Reese, Lauren, NLA, Matthew, Sagan for helping me set up everything. Thank you for everything. It was just, golly, that was It's been a fantastic year for me doing K-Rod. Cheers, everyone.
Filming is all done. Just gotta send this to Allie.
Hey there. It's your procrastination.
Yes, we are familiar with each other. I think, now stop me if I'm being too radical. You should go lay down on your bed and go take a nap. No. No. Hey, productivity. Well, look who it is. The biggest buzzkill ever. Are you sure you want to listen to them? You could totally be watching Haikyuu for the 5th time right now. She shouldn't be listening to you, that's for sure. She has 5 missing assignments due tomorrow. I'm in favor that she takes a break and relaxes. Allie can wait another hour or 2. That's not happening. Allie said that the footage was due last night and I'm already a day late, and they were already so kind to give me an extra day. But you have like 5 shows that you haven't finished yet, and I think the good doctor is calling your name right about now. Just because Allie gave me an extra day doesn't mean I get to slack off. You know what, procrastination? You're right. She should take a break. Huh? And she can once she gets this to Allie and gets her homework done. I think they got you there. We're both agreeing that she needs a break, yes? There must be some way to keep her productive while also giving her some time to chill. I have an idea. I could take a break between doing my homework and editing. Maybe do one assignment and then edit for 30 minutes and then watch an episode. I think that's pretty fair. That's actually a pretty good idea. Great, I'll get working on it right now. Cool. I'm gonna go bug some of the other members of the crew. Toodles, buzzkill. I'm not. Fine. Bye, guys. Moral of the story here, Mustangs, is you've got to learn how to balance everything. I do a lot on and off campus, so take it from me. Sometimes finding your balance can be really tricky. Find a solution that works for you and stick to it. Now, if you excuse me, I've got some editing to do. Bye, Mustangs.
Welcome to a surprise segment with your host, Lauren Ship. Welcome to Culture. We're doing something a little different. You guys are going to come with me, and we're going to meet last year's K-Rod editor, Matthew Tinglam, and we're going to go painting. I got all the supplies, and yeah.
That's what I was asking if you were bringing it. So are you not bringing it? I mean, wait.
So first we had to start off by painting the entire phone case white, and because we didn't have all day to dedicate to painting, we really weren't patient with the whole drying process. So throughout this entire time we were painting, it started lifting, and we were really struggling, to say the least.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do.
Alright, ready?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so ugly.
No, it's not. But it looks good.
Yeah, it's alright.
I had decided that I was going to try to do a sunset theme. He was going with a more scenic type phone case. I'm focusing on him right now because I was mixing colors for about 10 minutes. My gradient was doing so good, and then my paint started to lift. So while he's over here thriving, I started struggling and getting discouraged because I didn't wait for the white to dry long enough. And I was trying to draw some palm trees, but midway I forgot what I was doing, and it ended up like this.
So I've been kind of struggling. I can't tell if you know what this is. That's a palm tree, and this is supposed to be the sunset. She's looking a little rough. This is why I'm gonna be a bio major and not an art major. I'm so mad at you.
Why?
It looks so good.
So next we had to spray on the varnish. After that, we let the phone cases dry for a little bit, traded them, and yeah, it was really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this little montage of our painting, and I'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Reese, and I'm gonna use this time to talk about one of the only things I ever talk about. So that picture was taken all the way back from the second episode, and this is what she looks like now. She's got a little bit of a scrape on her face. She doesn't always look like that. I'm not entirely sure who made her coat change so drastically, but a quick Google search told me that it was something to do with the fact that she's Siamese and there was a temperature thing that happened. I don't know. They're like chameleons, but I don't know where I was going with that. Sophie was actually supposed to be a foster animal, but we got attached, so now she lives here. Another fun fact is that Allie actually named her after Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle. Speaking of Allie, I would like to take a brief moment to thank you for being our project lead and editor. You do such a great job, and we're all so proud of you, and we're all so grateful, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. Anyways, see ya. That's all I had. Sorry.
Well, here it is, where you all have known me for at least the last 4 years. Never thought I'd be teaching video, but then I was told, hey, why don't you teach video? So I figured, what the heck, I'll teach video. Of course, you're all very familiar with this area, those of you in K-Rod. Oh, look, the studio, or at least what's left of it. COVID has done a number on, what's in here and what's in there, and what we've done. Let's take a look at the studio. Oh, just as the lights go out, I come in. Fantastic. Well, this is where a lot of the magic has happened. Of course, tons has happened sitting behind this desk. And of course, there's the magical wall with the magical painting. It's just a little green piece of paper. And here's where Allie has been filming the K-Rod movie. Now, this is my last year. It's been a great 4 years, and I've really been blessed. Well, to say that I've been blessed by all the students I've had in video production is really putting it mildly. I've had a lot of different crews in K-Rod, a lot of different personalities. But I must say, this year, 2021, has been by far the best K-Rod year that we've had so far. I really appreciate all your hard work. So to Allie, to Matthew, to Lauren, Sydney, Reese, and Annalay, thank you so much for all your great work. Allie, especially, with all your great editing. It's been fantastic. And visit me.
Hi. So, this is the very last thing that I'm recording for the movie. As of the time of me filming this, I just finished editing the entire movie. No sleep. And before we close the movie, I just wanted to have a little final message. First of all, I really want to thank my crew. You guys were amazing this year. It was so fun to be able to get to know you guys and hang out with you and really kind of work together in K-Rod, and just, I love you guys. It was great. I'm really proud of all of the dedication that you guys put into your segments, and I know you guys are going to do amazing things once we all graduate. I would also like to thank some of the staff members as well. Starting out with Principal Isidore. I just want to say thank you so much for coming in to film your speech. Being behind the camera while you were giving such an inspirational speech was just an amazing experience for me personally. And I'm really grateful that you were so enthusiastic about wanting to talk to the students. I kind of wanted to, I guess, say it here that we do really see and appreciate all of the love and care you put towards all the students at Rod, and it really makes high school so much better to know that your principal really cares. And I also want to thank Sagan. You've helped me so much throughout my entire high school experience. You've helped me grow into who I am now, and you had a huge impact on my life. Being in your class was the best part of my high school experience, I think it's fair for me to say. It was everything, not even the coursework or the people in the class, but you as a teacher and as a friend. You were just an amazing person that I will never leave alone, so you don't have to worry about missing me because I won't leave you alone. But yeah, seriously, I really appreciate everybody that made this movie possible. All the people that I didn't mention, thank you as well. There were so many people that I interacted with throughout the course of building this movie that really, they just made it all kind of, I don't know. I'm so tired. But thank you so much for watching this far, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed K-Rod this year, and I'm just really appreciative that we had such a receptive audience this year that, whoop, my computer's turned off. It's time for me to stop talking. Yeah, I'm really grateful that I was able to be project lead this year and to such an amazing crew with an amazing teacher. Not leading us, but babysitting us while we did our thing. I really appreciate everything that everyone did for me personally this year through K-Rod, because K-Rod was my outlet through the pandemic. It's an art form that I just really wanted to hone in on to give back. Oh, that reminds me. I wasn't gonna go on, but I'm gonna go on because I keep talking. Even though I wasn't in DVP class this year, I wanted to do K-Rod just because Sagan's class helped me to discover my passion for video editing. And I feel like throughout the course of this year especially, I was really able to hone my skills and use it towards something bigger than myself, as evident in, or at least it felt really big, this movie. The reason that I do all of this, I just want to explain, because sometimes I ask myself, why do I do this to myself? But the reason why I do all this and why I work so hard on all of this stuff, it's for the people that I make it for. I view all of the work that I do as a gift, so that's why this was really important to me to be able to really make this the best movie I could, and dedicate all of the time I could to it, because I view it as not only a gift to the crew of me being this is what I did with your video, isn't it cool? But it's also a gift to Sagan and a gift to anybody who watches it, just a thank you for anyone who's I've ever interacted with that's shaped my life. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up because this recording is super long, but I just want to once again say thank you so much for everything. It was amazing being in your class, Sagan. It was amazing being in a crew with all of you guys, and wow. I'm gonna miss you guys. Oh, I forgot to do the I said goodbye and everything. I forgot to get to this part. Anyways, anyway, I don't know what that was. But I don't intend on closing out this movie alone, so I would like to call the crew together for one final meeting.
Well, it was amazing being in a crew with all of you, and it looks like this is it. So before we all sign off, we'd like to say
Thanks for watching
K-Rod.
See you around, Mustangs.
Love you guys.
Bye.
It was a pleasure hosting for you guys.
Bye, everyone.
That's all, folks.
Wait, I'm still a junior. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba da 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 da.
That's what I have my folders for.
There we go.
Time is an illusion that helps things make sense. So we're always living in the present tense. It seems unforgiving when a good thing ends. But you and I will always be back then. You and I will always be back then. Will happen, happening, happen. Will happen, happening, happen. Will happen again and again. 'Cause you and I will always be back then. You and I will always be back then. You and I will always be best friends.